Greetings, everybody. This is your girl Evenah, and welcome to Magical Beginnings 2.0. And in this video, I want to show everybody how I prepare a candle. And here we have a green 7-day vision candle. I've already taken off the label. And whenever you buy candles, you want to take off the labels and clean that off. And the materials that I'm going to show you today, just some basic stuff. Here we have bamboo barbecue skewers. For this, you can also use a knife. And we have a Sharpie, where I have a metallic marker. We have some money oil. This particular money oil, which is, as you can see, I've been wearing this thing out. I got from Miss Jasmine of 10 at oneritualaway.com. Her stuff is amazing and it's awesome, and I highly recommend her products. Of course, you have a lighter. We need a lighter. I have a charcoal here, a charcoal disc, and something to keep the charcoal in. I have here some frankincense. You can use frankincense, myrrh, palo santo, sage, whatever smudging agent. I put some Florida water in this spray bottle. So we have some Florida water here. And of course my working tray. I also have some symbols for money, since I'm using this green candle as an example. And green deals with money and prosperity and things of that nature. We're going to use some confetti dollar signs and some confetti coins. And I have some cinnamon. Cinnamon is wonderful when dealing with, as a herb dealing with money. And I got this powder, this herb that is labeled called Pay Me, that I got from Lucky 7 Botanica, that is located here in Lithonia, Georgia. And what I want to do is just show you how I prepare my candles. Well, first thing I do is light up my charcoal so it could start consuming in fire. And while that's happening, I'm preparing the candle. And while that's doing its thing, because it takes a while to consume the whole disc, the whole charcoal disc, and I'll set that over to the side. Trying to get that fire going so it can start consuming. While that's happening, I take my candle, and the reason why I put Florida water in a spray bottle, because it's just easier for me versus pouring a little in my hands, just for me. And I take it and I just spray a little. Just sprayed a little on the candle and a little squirt on the inside. And I clean it by rubbing it towards me. For anything dealing in attraction, you rub it, you clean it towards you. You also go clockwise for attraction. Cleaning the inside of the candle. See, when you go purchase candles, you don't know who else been shopping and who else been touching it. So you want to make sure you clear all of their energy, whatever they carrying, off. There we go. And I take out my barbecue skewer. See how's this charcoal going. Usually just starts right on up. Yeah, it's not even hot. It got a little here. There we go. I think. I like to see the little sparks come up to let me know it's consuming. There we go. I don't know if y'all could see the little line of sparks that's trying to go across. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's starting to consume. Let it do its thing. Then, what I do, I make a ditch. What do I mean by making a ditch? Well, when I start adding herbs and oils in here, I want to try to keep it all away from the edge or from the wick. I want to keep it closest to the edge. So when the candles start melting and the wax starts building up in here, all of the herbs can be up under the wax, in the wet part of the wax, and not towards the wick. I don't need nothing catching on fire. You'll have a bad day. So this is what I do. I try to go at like a little 90-degree angle or such. Poke a little hole in it, and I start carving out just enough to make a ditch. Do you see how far down I go? Not too deep. And I do this all around. You could do this also with a knife. You do this all around to create a ditch closest to the glass. I don't want you carving out the whole candle. That defeats the whole purpose. Pick this all around the candle. Dump out the excess candle wax. Oops. Please don't tear up nothing. Scrape out some of the wax in here. And do you see the ditch that I created? Do you see how there's like a little space where you could put your herbs and your oils in to where it won't get to this wick? I have seen for myself and from other people how they put some herbs and oils in here and it end up getting too close to the wick. Next thing you know, the herbs are on fire and they're thinking it's a sign from the spirits. No, honey, it's just your stuff catching on fire. And clean that out. The next thing I do, I want to add holes in the candle. The purpose of adding the holes in the candle is for the oils to seep down into the candle. Whatever your intentional oils is. Now, you ain't got to go all the way down. It's going to be impossible. You'll tear up something. The stick, your knife, the candle itself. You don't want no problems. So as far down as you can, try to go as far down as you can. This thing want to fight with me, and I'm not trying to be the tough guy. Not this deep. And I put 3 holes into the candle, so that it's enough of the oils. And you still use just a little bit of oils, but just enough for the oils to go down into the candle instead of sitting on top. Okay, that's good. Dump out any excess. Now our charcoal is ready. You see those holes? Here, here, and here. Perfect. Put the candle back down on the workstation. And you see the charcoal? Ready for use. I know y'all hear that noise. That's me blowing on it. I don't know why I do that, honestly. So then, I get my frankincense. Just a few. Just a few rocks. The frankincense resin, I just get a few rocks. And I put it onto the charcoal. Let that get started. And what I'm doing here, now the Florida water, you clean it off, but I also like to smudge it. That's how Evenah does it. And once it starts getting a bit smoky, I smudge or smoke to remove whatever negative energies that's on this candle and all inside it too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Wonderful. And I let that sit over there, let it do its thing. Now, what I do next is I take my Sharpie, and just like you can write your petition on a piece of paper, which you can, I write my petition onto the candle. And just for video's sake, you know, because this is a green candle and they're talking about money, you could write your petition, you could write the basic, you can do it like how those vision candles you would find at the store, how they do it. You could write your name on it. You could also print a picture of yourself and put a picture, tape a picture onto the candle. You could write symbols like of Jupiter, which looks like this, the symbol of Jupiter. You can write your name on it. In my case, my name is Evenah. You could write, pay me. I'm only using that phrase for video's sake. whatever other symbols, words of power, money comes to me. Just write that. You could write other symbols like dollar signs, of course. Duh, right? Right? You can do that. Write your petition on there. Say what it is that you need. Bill paid, new job, or anything that deals with green. The next thing I do is I add my money oil. And so you can see how I do this. From the edge, I will drop there. And I try to rotate around. You see how that oil went into that hole? Put a little drop on another side. Let it rotate around, fall into that other hole. You see that? Third time here for the third hole. I just want it all to seep down in there. Just a drop. You don't need that much. See that? So, if you want to also, you could take some of the oil and put it on, rub it around the edge or the rim of your candle clockwise. Ladies and gentlemen, we're attracting, so you want to do it clockwise. If you was working with a candle that deals with repelling something, like removing negative energy, block busting, you will go the other way. But for this candle, we were attracting, so we want to go this way. So you dress the candle with the oil. You could also, have some oil left on your fingers. You could put it on the top part of the wax. It's not going to be on the wick. Be careful not to touch the wick too tough. Next thing I'm going to do is add my cinnamon. And again, I try to put it as close to the edge. Just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to put so much in here. I try to do it clockwise. You see that? And not so close to the wick. And the whole time that I'm doing this, I'm reciting my affirmation in my feelings about the situation, of course, dealing with money. I'm saying my affirmations. Oh, please, ladies and gentlemen, do not leave your lid off of your oil, because if you waste your oil, you'll be mad. Say your powers, your intentions while you're doing this whole process. Then I'll take this Pay Me powder and sprinkle a little bit in there. Just a little bit. You don't need very much. Try to keep it towards the edge, away from the wick. Close this back up. Again, if you leave it open and you spill it out, it'll be a bad day. You'll be mad. And then we have our little designs here. So here's the coins. why to me, it's important to create that ditch in the candle. So you can, ta-da, put it in the edge. Put it closest to the edge, not on top. Add a few coins in there. You don't need to add a lot, people. You don't want to just overrun the thing with a bunch of stuff for anything to get caught on fire. Then you have your local fire department knocking at your door. Is this 2 coins together? I think this is. No? Yes? No, it's just 1. Okay. Stick that back in there around the edge. Then we have the dollar signs. I'm just going to get $1 sign here. You see that? I don't know if y'all can see that, the camera. There you go. Y'all see that well? And you can add that in there. There are other herbs and that you can use that deal with money. Rosemary, clove, allspice, sweeteners, things to sweeten up a situation like sugars, or you can use oatmeal because it swells when you cook it. Swelling, getting fat, symbolizing money. Black-eyed peas you could put in there. Of course, for New Year's, that's what people eat, to symbolism for, being prosperous for the year. Whatever other, but you don't want to add too many different ingredients in there. I usually put 3 to 5 different ingredients in there to keep from having so much stuff in there, so stuff won't catch on fire, and then you won't be mad. So after I dress the candle, I've said my words of power, and if you wanted to use a petition paper, write your petition and put it under the candle if you so wish. And then you will light your candle, and voila, this is how Evenah dresses her candle. The short, simple way of how I do it. If you like this video, let me know. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up in the group, and I'll be happy to answer them. And this is how Evenah dresses her candles. This is the simple, basic way. Of course, you can jazz it up any other way you want to. You don't have to necessarily use frankincense or myrrh. You can use sage. You can use Palo Santo. Any other smudging agent. Any other powders or herbs that you can get from the botanical like this. Any other money drawing herbs. Oils like, money drawing oils, or pay me, or anything that deals with money. Any other symbolisms that deal with money that you want to add in there. That's perfectly fine. But let me know what you think of this video, and I'll talk to y'all later. Deuces, Bruces.